ايه يا جاك، مستعد للمعركة؟ اهلا يا سيدي. ايه ده، انت بتقرا على ايه اصلا؟ عمال اقرا عن معارك الملك بطوط الرابع. مين الملك بطوط ده؟ انا ما سمعتوش بصراحة، مع اني قاري كتب تاريخ يعني. انت هتسمع عنه فين؟ ده انت محتاج تكون مثقف. يا عم مش مشكلة، جبت لك حاجة تشربها. طب والله حلو، انا كنت فعلا عايز اشرب حاجة. يا سلام، ده يعني لبن جاموسي فاخر. يسمع من بقك ربنا يا سيدي. لا اصل يعني انا عارف طعم اللبن الجاموسي، انت شايف جواميس حوالينا؟ يا راجل يا راجل، كبر مخك. لبن بقري طيب. لا لا، احسن بكتير. ما اصل دول الاتنين الوحيدين اللي انا اعرفهم بيتحلبوا، هيكون ايه يعني؟ كان في كلبة والدة. كان كلاب. ايوه الكلبة بتاعت هنري. كلبة هنري ايه وزفت، يلا يخرب بيتك. تصدق انا غلطان. انا متهيألي ده أسوأ موقف ممكن يتحطوا فيه. مساء الفل عليكم يا شباب، كل محبين عم هنري الغلبان. احنا في تاني جزء كده في السلسلة بتاعة Kingdom Come Deliverance. اكتشفتوا عن موضوع Kingdom Come Deliverance، يعني كنت عايز افهم يعني ايه كلمة اصلا Kingdom Come. يعني الترجمة بتاعتها الحرفية يعني المملكة القادمة أو المملكة أتت، حاجة زي كده. بس اكتشفت إن هي أصلا ليها معنى، يعني في الدعوة بتاعت إخواتنا المسيحيين. في كلمة بالإنجليزي اللي هي بتتقال let your kingdom come، اللي هو لتكن مشيئة الرب يعني، أو لتكن مشيئة الله يعني. فالكلمة أصلا يعني مشيئة الله، الخلاص يعني deliverance يعني الخلاص. دي كانت معلومة صراحة انا اكتشفتها، فقلت ان انا اشاركها معاكم. متنساش تكتب لي تحت في الكومنت ايه رأيك في الانترو. واللي بيخليني يا جدعان ان انا فعلا اتحمس ان انا اكمل هو الكومنتس الجميلة اللي انا بقرأها منكم، بجد يعني بتبسطني وبتخليني ان انا عايز اكمل اكتر في السلسلة، او يعني عموما اكمل في اللي انا بعمله خلاص. فيلا بينا. فكرة في اي فيديو جيم بعملها بحاول على قد ما اقدر ان انا اشيل اي مشاهد مش كويسة، وبحاول ان انا اشيل اي الفاظ برضو مش كويسة، يعني عشان برضو مسامعك ايها المشاهد الجميل، وعشان ما البس سيئات كتيرة يعني. it's a win-win situation.
Damn! This wound is still bleeding. I better bandage it up quick before I bleed out.
اخر مرة احنا كنا بننزف جامد، فعايزين ان احنا نتصرف في موضوع الجراح بتاعت استاذ هنري. فاحنا كده عملنا موضوع الجراح. نقدر برضو ناكل من هنا. الست دي بتعمل شوية عدس عظمة، يعني بجد شوية عدس عظمة.
Aye, true
احلى حاجة
bliss
تاكل
is a
من
full
القدرة كده على
belly.
طول. جواي فعلا. تعال بقى نشوف. ده هنز.
There's a water trough in front of the hut.
ماشي، بتقول لنا من الاخر يعني ريحتك معفنة، فخلينا ننزل نستحم. نغسل شوية ايه، هموم وجراح. حرفيا احنا بنغسل جراح يعني.
I feel like a
انت
new man.
نظيف بقدر ما يمكنك الحصول عليه. يعني ما مفيش اكتر من كده يعني. it doesn't get any better.
I did what you asked.
And you didn't faint while doing it. I'm pleased, Henry. I had to pour a whole Lethean potion into you last night. That's what I call medicine. It can either put a dead man back on his feet or make sure yourself lucky.
I will. But what about Capon?
Well, he's less lucky. That brute really knocked him about before Hans beat the life out of him.
Is there any way I can help? I owe it to Capon, and I want to do whatever I can.
You owe him, all right. I've got a bit of that Lethean potion left. It ought to work wonders on him, same as on you. But I can't just give it to him now. First, we have to deal with that fever. The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And, of course, chamomile. You ought to be able to manage that. You've got young legs and eyes, and I reckon a bit of a stroll would do you good.
انا اعرف عن الاعشاب كيف اتعرف. انا الصراحه انا اعرف
Easy as
شويه عن
pie.
الاعشاب.
I can do that. Ma used to put sage in sauces and served it with meat. I'll check the kitchen.
Christ wounds! Try thinking with your head and not your stomach. We need freshly picked
فشلت.
sage, not some dried herb, so listen up. Sage has a purple blossom and chamomile has white petals with a yellow center. At the back of the hut, there's a footpath leading up to the rocks. You go along there till you reach a sort of small meadow. You ought to find both of them there.
Great. I'll be back in a jiffy with a couple of handfuls.
All right. I'll be glad if you get back here soon. I don't feel right being here with that corpse in my yard. Seeing him lying there gives me chills. I can't think straight.
I understand. It makes me anxious too. Maybe I could manage to bury him somewhere, or at least hide him somewhere further off in the woods.
The Lord be praised. I'd be truly glad of that. Do you feel up to it, laddie? You ain't in the best of shape, and digging a grave's a tough job, even for a healthy fella.
يعني قال لها بقى دي اقل حاجه نعملها.
Not to worry. I'll see what I can manage. It's on account of us that he's here anyway. I wouldn't want you to have any more trouble. And a bit of effort, even if it's a dirty job, is the least I owe you.
Well, if you think you can manage it, good, but don't overstrain yourself. And thanks.
Where should I put him?
Grab the spade by the dung pile and bury him by the creek. The soil will be softer there, so it should be easier. When you head out the gate, follow your nose. Find a good spot somewhere in the reeds and nettles. And when you're done with that, better have a wash, so's you don't have the stench of death on you.
True. I'll bear that in mind.
I'll sort out the rest with Ignatius, the gravedigger, when he comes by again, so's I don't have that wretch lying here till Judgment Day.
All right. I'll get to it.
He's going to need that potion, and sooner rather than later.
طيب احنا كده محتاجين ان احنا اولا ده اللي كان بيتخانق مع
I can't bury him without a shovel.
هنس.
Fiona said there
احنا
should be
محتاجين
one
ان
near
احنا
the dung heap.
نروح ندفنه. محتاجين شافل، فهناخد الشافل الجميل ده. بعد اذن الشافل ما نقدرش اخده وهو عليا. ماشي اوكي خلاص وقعه كده. واقعية بقى. شلته فين بقى يا عم الواقعية؟ اختفى. ماشي تبا للواقعية. طبعا ما اقدرش ان انا امد واجري. اوكي 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 ماشي. قالت ان هي في منطقة ما هنا ايه ده مات ليه ده؟ ده كلب ده ولا ايه؟ ده الكلب بتاعها ولا نايم ده ولا ايه؟ انا مش عارف. في منطقة ما هنا المفروض الاقي مكان مناسب ان انا ادفن هذا القاتل المجرم. كتف وجعه. معلش يا هنري، ده جاع كمان يعني. هنري جاع ولا احنا ليه ماشيين كده شبه عريانين يعني؟ اشوف له اي خرقه ولا حاجه البسها له. مش هيبقى شكلنا شحاتين قوي. مش مشكله مش مشكله. المهم يعني تبقى لابس اي حاجه بدل ما انت كده يعني اسوأ. اسوأ من لو شكلك شحات. اوه استنى. دفن كان ممكن ندوس دفن من البدايه اصلا بعد قدر كبير من العمل الشاق. مش دان اول دان. يدوب نرجع. يعني نستحم عشان اكيد ريحتنا بقت معفنه. نضرب لنا فرخه، لا بلاش عشان ايه هاي هتطلع تتخانق معايا وانا مش ناقص يعني. احنا جايين هنا الحياه الواقعيه، يعني لازم نتصرف بمنتهى الواقعيه التامه. منتهى لا يا عم مش هضرب. نو I would never. بس انا جعان الصراحه، انا جعان، انا فعلا جعان. ماشي اوكي. السرقه واقعي ولا ايه؟ صح كده؟ مش السرقه دي شيء واقعي؟ انت لا ترتدي حقيبه. كل يا معلم. حقيبه ايه وبتنجان ايه بس؟ ايه ده؟ لسه جعان؟ نخش ناكل من القدره. نخش ناكل من القدره بس كده. الصراحه القدره يعني بتجيب من الاخر بامانه. ما اعرفش ده فول ده ولا ايه، بس يعني هو ايه، بيجيب من الاخر. احنا لسه متأثرين. هو انا استحميت تقريبا، انا استحميت صح؟ ماشي. احنا محتاجين حاجة كده. انا محتاج ان انا اروح اجيب الحاجات اللي هي قالت عليها دي. هي قالت لي ان هي محتاجة زرعة معينة.
Damn, his shoulder still hurts like hell.
الصراحة هنعمل ايه في
Maybe
الكتف دي
now
برضه
it'll tell me when
مشكلة.
it's gonna rain.
محتاجين ان احنا نلاقي زرعة معينة، اي حاجة لونها متغير اخدها. دي مثلا زهرة الحكيم دي هناخدها.
Purple flower, sage. There we go.
معرفش ليه انا عمال بخسر كل يعني لما حد بيطلب مني حاجة او انا بكلمه اي برسويجن، اجي اقول لهم مثلا بطيخ، تقول لي لا انت غلطان. اي كونفرزيشن عمال بخسرها. في حاجه انا اكيد اخترتها، مع ان ده انا مختار دبلوماسي، يعني انا مختار اصلا
I've got all the herbs I need.
الشخص
So
اللي
back to
المفروض
Bajana on
يعني
the double.
برنس في
The
الكلام.
sooner Hans gets that remedy, the
بس
better.
لسبب ما يعني هنري تبعنا تحس ان هو معاق ذهنيا، مش فاهم اي حاجه في اي حاجه. يعني الست بتقول له روح هات اعشاب وزرع ومش عارف ايه وبتاع، بيقول لها ايوه زي ما امي كانت بتعمل صلصه وبتحطها في البرطمان. ايه علاقه الصلصه بالاعشاب والبرطمانات اللي امك كانت بتعملها يا هنري؟ يعني بجد والله ما اعرفش. هنري بتاعي بايظ. هنري اللي معانا يا جدعان بايظ، وهو ما قاليش اشيل ايه، فانا عمال بشيل بشكل ايه، بشكل عشوائي. رول بلاي بقى عبيط. برول بلاي عبيط انا كمان. في هنا لسه زهرة حكيم لسه ما اتشالتش. طيب عندنا هنا الزهور الحكيمة والبابونج. في حاجة تانية انا مشوفتش غير الحكيم والبابونج. في حاجة تانية؟ في اي نوع من انواع الزهور تاني؟ تالي هو الحكيم والبابونج بس اللي موجود صح؟ اتوقع ممكن نرجع كده صح؟ تعال نرجع. في زهرة تانية هنا، في زهرة تانية هنا بس معرفش زهرة ايه. بابونج برضو؟ لا مش دي. في حاجة هنا، حاجة تحت. في زهرة هنا في مكان ما، ممكن تكون بابونج عادي. خلينا نرجع طيب ونشوف. انا سامع الكلب عمال بيهوهو.
What's that dog making such a fuss about?
تم حفظ اللعبة. في حاجة،
Could something have happened at Bajana's?
في حاجة حصلت.
I should have some weapon at hand in case there's any foul play.
اي سلاح، اي سلاح. خد الفأس. شيل الفأس بس كده. كده ايه مستعدين. ممكن استخبى. لا ايه يا شباب ايه الاخبار؟ تعال نتكلم بس، تعال نتفاهم.
Lord von Bergov sent us to find the renegades who ambushed some knights company down by the pond yesterday.
حلو.
A couple of them fled and are hiding out here in the rocks.
ده حقيقي.
So tell me who you are and what you know about it.
هو انت فعلا انت لا تبدو مثل رجال فون بيرجو خالص يا استاذ.
You're from Lord von Bergov. You don't look like it.
Kurva! Watch your tongue with me, boy. When I say we're from von Berghoff, then we're from
هي عافية.
von Berghoff. Who else would we be from anyway? You can talk to me or talk to cold steel. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here?
نحن رسل ونعسان أنت تبحث في المكان الخطأ. أكذب ولا؟ هو بص يعني زي ما انتم شايفين الأرقام اللي فوق دي ما مدى أنا مقنع في الموضوع ده. فأنا مش مقنع في أي حاجة. أنا كله شبه بعضه. يعني أنا ما أعرفش يعني هل للدرجة دي هنري بتاعنا مفقوس؟ يعني أنت تبحث في المكان الخطأ.
I'm Pavel, and I'm here to help
بتتكلم كده
Bozena.
ليه؟
I don't know anything about any attack, but I met some of von Bergov's men in the woods too. They had his shields and Waffenrocks. They were looking for some cutthroats. I gave them directions here, so you can join them once they get here.
Fuck.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Fuck it.
نجح.
Just tell them we'll wait for them in the tavern in Jelly-off. All right?
نجحنا يا جدعان. أول مرة ننجح. أول مرة ننجح. والله كويس.
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
عيب عليك يا حاج.
Sorry. I reckon it was one of those who followed us yesterday.
Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my Pavlena wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening.
حقك يا
Your
تيتا
friend
الصراحة.
was talking in a...
Well, I must bow to your ladyship. This is the young lord of Leiper and Perkstein. I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Cobbler, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to Trosky to deliver a message from Sir Hanish of Leiper and Margrave Jobst to Lord von Berghoff. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear
السمعة
to
أهم
you,
حاجة
I'm
السمعة.
thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere, so I'll take your word for it. I hope I won't live to regret it.
You won't.
عيب.
I promise you.
كلمتي سيف.
Promises are made to be broken, but thank you for dealing with them. I was sure they'd see through you. You thought up quite a story. It was a story, right?
Oh, I didn't meet anyone up top, but they swallowed it all right. What about Sir Hans? How's he doing?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Here. Chamomile and sage, like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter Pavlena ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy, but we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard. My eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
ماشي.
All right, I'll try.
انا مش عايز اقول لدي القليل من الخبرة عشان هبقى شكلي عبيط جدا. يعني هوريكم.
Well, I've been at the alchemist bench a few times, but it's been quite a while.
That's grand. More than I was hoping for. And not to
Alhamdulillah.
worry, it'll all come back to you. I have a book here with the recipe, but it'll be better if I tell you. I know it by heart.
I can read as well as any man, if that's what you mean.
My word. Maybe you really are a noble son.
I'll take the book just in case, but if you give me some advice, I'd be grateful.
Of course. Everything we need is in the hut. Let's get to it.
احنا فعلا ابناء نبلاء والله يا تيتا. يعني انا مش فاهم. يعني انا مش فاهم احنا اتعمل فينا كده ليه بجد.
Everything's prepared.
كل حاجة جوه.
Alchemy
ماشي
bench in
اوكي.
the alcove.
طيب احنا هنعمل جرعة شفائية لهنز. تمام. ابدأ الخيمياء. ده الكتاب اللي هنقرا منه اتوقع. شوية نار.
First, go to the
والقدرة.
recipe book.
تمام. عايزناني اقرا
Now
من
find the
الكتاب
recipe for chamomile
ونشوف يا
decoction
عم
and
هنري
remember what you have to do. Then get back to the bench
كيفية
and we'll
صنع
start.
تجدد بشكل أسرع أثناء النوم بجودة جيدة. ده ايه ده يا أستاذ؟ دي اللي احنا بنعملها صح؟ ماشي اوكي. يعني يعني بتظبط الأداء يعني. ماشي اوكي تمام. ايه ده انا قفلته ليه؟ لا الوصفات بعد إذنك. ماشي. أول حاجة البابونج.
If you've read the recipe, get back to the bench.
تمام.
All right. First, you have to pour the right base into the cauldron. Choose the right pitcher from the shelf on the
ماشي
left,
خلينا نبص كده.
according to the recipe.
خلينا نقرا كده. البيز بتاعنا يا عم علي هو يضاف البابونج ويغلي. نبيذ البيز بتاعنا هو النبيذ، ولكن في الشفاء يا شباب، هنستخدمه في الشفاء. حط يا هنري. تمام زي الفل. وبعدين تقريبا نغليه
What
شوية
did you
صح؟
pour in there?
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame.
تمام
So
ننزله
you
بقى
know
شوية
how
تحت
it looks when it
يغلي يعني
starts
كده.
boiling a bit.
اوكي تمام. تعالى ننزله تحت كده ايه يغلي
Hear that
شوية.
bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling.
ماشي فين بقى انفخ عليها ازاي؟
It's boiling.
زي
To
الفل.
keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron up.
تعالى نشيلها خلاص غليت.
Good. Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need
العشبة يا
ready. The
سيدي
ones you
عشبتين من البابونج. محتاج عشبتين بابونج. ماشي فين الأعشاب؟
Put them there on the shelf.
تمام
So
تمام
you've got them at hand.
ماشي.
All right.
دي بابونج.
Let's get to it. First, throw 2 handfuls of chamomile into the cauldron.
كمامايل اللي هو البابونج يعني. ادي واحد. ماشي. 2. انا عمري ما دخلت المطبخ يعتبر يا جدعان غير لما بعمل مكرونه بشاميل. يعني حاسس ان انا بعمل حاجه معقده اكتر من مكرونه بشاميل بكتير. اقلب الكوب الرملي. ماشي.
See? When the sand has flowed out, that's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire and wait until it starts bubbling. Then turn the sand glass. As soon as the sand runs out, take the cauldron off the fire again.
ماشي. هنغلي شوية وبعدين اقلب الراس. اقلب الساعة الرملية دي عشان اعرف ايه هيقعد يغلي لحد امتى. ماشي تمام. اول ما الرملة تنزل خالص ده معناه ان ايه غلي. تمام.
Ain't that enough?
تمام. شيل بقى.
Take the cauldron off the flames. All right. Now take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron.
صح؟ اكيد موجود طحانة يعني. ماشي. المدقة ودق بينا. يلا دق. كل ده عشان اعمل جرعة شفائية.
Now drop it in the cauldron.
اللي هي انت في اي لعبة بتدوس زرار بتخلص.
You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now is decant it. Get a file and pour it in.
قارورة. هات قارورة. اوكي. صب لي بقى. صب شوية.
Done. Now, let's see what you've brewed.
يا سلام، جرعتين. يعني قد ايه؟ 7 دقايق في جرعتين. انا رأيي ان احنا ننام بجراحنا احسن بدل المرمطة دي.
Here it is.
Oh, by the smell of it, it's a chamomile decoction the way it should be.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest. Go and get a good sleep. That works
يا تيتا كتر
wonders.
خيرك، اخيرا
When's the
هننام.
last time I ate something?
جعان يا عم؟ هاكلك يا عم. انت محسسني ان انا مجوعك يا هنري. الست كتر الف خيرها، يعني سايبه لك اكل وشرب وسرير، يعني جزاه الله خيرا. كده عايز تنام؟ يلا بينا ننام. هننام قد ايه؟ هننام لحد لما الهيلث بتاعنا يبقى 100، اللي هو هنا بالظبط. هننام هنا 21، اللي هو الساعة 9 يعني. نصحى الساعة 9. لسه عيني قاعدة مع هانز. هو في ايه؟ في الميشن اللي بعد كده مش موجودة. هو الباب مفتوح يا تيتا؟ يا نهار ابيض، الدنيا ضلمة كحل. الدنيا حرفيا ضلمة كحل. هو انت قمت ليه؟ انت جعان ولا ايه؟ ننام تاني يا معلم. 4 ساعات نوم دي مش جايبة همها.
I really need to eat something.
عايز تاكل؟ ماشي، كل من القدرة. فين القدرة؟ أنا مش شايف. ما عملتش اكل، ما عملتش النهارده يا هنري. نام يا هنري، نام نام. ترى نحلم بايه المرات دي؟
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzig. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine, and I plan to take everything.
Rotten hell!
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
Stronger dog. And war is a nasty business.
Where's my sword?
You know what? I think I'll keep it as a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise. Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Bad dreams. You must be Pavlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your friend that night?
Oh, Hans. He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah, that sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
احنا مضروبين فعلا.
I feel like I got thrown by a horse and then stampeded by a herd of cattle.
Is it really that bad?
More or less. Although the fact that I'm hurting all over means I'm alive. So I reckon it's all good. Considering.
That's surely the healthy way of looking at it. But I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
السيف شكله مهم جدا بالنسبة لنا.
The sword. The last thing Pa forged before they murdered him. It might sound strange, but I feel his soul won't find peace until that sword is back in our family.
It doesn't sound strange at all, and swords are a symbol of kings. It could mean power and responsibility, or war and ruin. After all, a sword has two edges, and it depends who's wielding it.
Thanks, Pavlina. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
I should eat something.
انا حاسس ان احنا يعني صاحيين نايمين كل اللي عايزينه ناكل. احنا كده الاستامنا بتاعتنا كلها رجعت. تعالى بقى نطلع لتيتا هانز.
Look who's finally up.
يا جدع
Henry.
خضتني عليك يا هانز.
Good morning, Henry. You have no idea how glad I am
والله انا
to
اللي
see you.
فرحان يا هانز.
Come join our banquet
طلع يا
in the
جدعان،
midst
حد
of these
محترم.
exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking. Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. The spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bojena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the third time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The third time? What in God's name happened the first two times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a Cuman patrol.
Humans?
You haven't come across them? They're savages from the Hungarian lands. The core of Sigismund's army. Who knows what heathen gods they pray to? They hold nothing sacred. They pillage, rape, and murder. They razed my hometown of Skalitz to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleyov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanosh as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
Hans was badly wounded during a night raid on Talmberg Castle, and I had to carry him out of the battle on my back, so he wouldn't fall into enemy hands.
Gracious! Raiding a castle? That must be pretty wild, eh?
Indeed it was! Arrows raining down, outnumbered by hordes of foes mercilessly charging at us from all sides. I'm truly indebted to Henry for getting me out of that fix.
But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falchion and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for, but I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favour you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Ratai, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things, but I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trosky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Geleoth, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you, for your journey.
Oh, Bajena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that axe and spade. We can't manage
إذا ما
without them.
صدقت
Yes,
خدت
of course.
الفأس
And thanks for
والشافل
everything
دول
you've done,
خدوها مني.
Bajena.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to
مش هضطر أعمل
turn.
بوشن تاني.
Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlena. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned of Lipa for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though, I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer.
يلا يا هانس يلا بينا. نتجه.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trosky Castle right away.
What about the rest of our company? Could someone else
بقية
have got
الناس
away?
فعلا.
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trosky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Ratai, we'll have a mass served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I'd known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Toth?
طاس ده
Are you
اللي هو
yanking my
قتل
pizzle?
ابوه
He's long since over the hills and far away.
وامه خد السيف يعني عدو اللدود من الجزء الاول.
I know how it's, believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes. You're still my protector, though. So you need a weapon right away.
Thanks. I hope I won't need it.
Well, as do I. But better to have it than nothing. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
I hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine. And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed. And some wine! Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanash of Lipa. Do you know who I am? No, we don't. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai. Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement. So get your stinking, ragged ass out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send 2 vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days.
ده ايه الحظ ده؟
And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
What was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
All that at the gate. You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
اول حاجه احنا فعلا محتاجين ان احنا نستحمى هانس.
And the first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
هنشتغل اكيد.
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
And how long will it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
I suppose you're right. We'd be taken for total idiots.
Well, you could shrug that off. But me, we've got no message, No coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Bajena's. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food! About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
كتر خيرك يا تيتا، اكلتنا وهتشغلنا.
Cheers. What's that woman from the pond?
Or the one you gave us away for? He can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
He died here.
Sorry to interrupt.
Stinking up my establishment.
المشكلة كل ما استحمى اللبس يبوظ. طيب اعمل ايه طيب؟ رموا علينا حاجات غريبة.
Don't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there.
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
يلا بينا نشتغل.
Always ready.
أنا دايما
Glad
جاهز.
to hear it. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
All right.
يلا بينا.
What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house, but as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right.
يلا بينا.
We'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right.
خلاص
We'll
انت
do it.
هتنزل لنا بيهم وقلنا
Glad to hear
هنشتغل.
it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
بص بقى يعني يا عم انا من سكاتلز.
Skalitz.
سكالتس.
Never heard of
طب
it.
بتسألي ليه
I've
طيب؟
been further than the back of me whole life, but I know this place inside and out.
كلميني بقى كده يا تيتا عن حفل زفاف للملك.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else.
Nothing
Young Lord
else?
Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Troskovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bat-house wench.
Will Lord von Berghoff be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Sameen is his vassal.
Who is this Sameen?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Sameen. The fort and the village belong to him. Old Jan Sameen is the head of the family, and his son's called Olda. And it's him who's getting itched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Sameen, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svatja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
حلو ده.
Where do you want the sacks moved to?
To the pantry. That's the second door inside there. But I'd split the work with your pal if I was you, so you don't do yourself a mischief. It's his debt too, ain't it?
Where's the pantry?
Second door inside the tavern. You can't miss it.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend.
And careful with the... Here it comes.
هنزل بيشاور لنا هنجيلك دلوقتي مستعجل على ايه جايلك. جايلك يا معلم هانز بس كان في هنا حد اسمه سافيك ولا سافانتا. فين سافانتا ده؟ هي قالت ان هو حد من ال
Just watch where you're going next time.
سافانتا.
Greetings. Are you the bailiff, son?
Hi, that's me. Who are you?
انا هنري. جاي اقابل حد. انا هنري.
I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Cobbler of Dvorets.
That's a long name. I'll probably forget after a few tankards anyway.
يا سيدي
What do you
شكرا
want?
ليك.
You don't think you're gonna wangle some coin out of me, do you?
No, no. I'll just have a couple of questions.
Ask away. I have plenty of time.
انا عايز اروح الويدنج.
I heard your sister's getting married.
Indeed she is. It's going to be a grand affair. There are even guests coming from Gutenberg. Even Lord von Berghoff is coming. That's how important my
هو
family
لورد
is.
فان برجر ده اللي عايزينه.
I need to pass on an important message to von Berghoff, but I can't get into the castle because of what happened to us. Do you think you could...
Invite you? Not a chance. I don't know you from Adam.
It would only be for a while.
Look, loads of lackeys like you will be needed at the wedding. Try asking for a job. I'm not saying you're sure to get to von Berghoff that way, but you can try.
اشتغل ماله. اشتغلش ليه؟ مادام دي الطريقة نشتغل.
You must know young Lord Semine, don't you?
Aye, he's a close friend. Although he's been acting a bit odd recently.
Odd? Odd how?
He spends more time in the woods than at home, always riding off somewhere and doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe he'll be his old self after the wedding.
What's going on here in the region apart from that?
Apart from the bandits, nothing much. Life's peaceful enough, but high pop.
Thanks.
Wait a moment. Since you're here, it occurred to me. That's a shame. It's, you know what? If you beat me, we'll work something out with the wedding.
You'd invite us?
يا لئيم.
You'd have to beat me first.
طب يعني ماشي.
We'll see.
You really are desperate to get to the wedding, huh? My friend,
يلا
Come on then, show us what you can do.
ارمي.
Unless you're
انا
playing for the
خبير
first time.
في النرد الثلاثي ده. بص بقى يا سيدي، اولا احنا نديها 1 نديها 1 2 3 نبقى 700. حلو، والنتيجة والنجاح 700. لو جت 3 وحيد نخسر. يا ديني يا ربي. بسطت.
My God, I'm done.
حظ رهيب. اللعبة دي خمامة. اللعبة دي بتخم يا جدعان. اللعبة دي بتخم. انا هجازف ولا مش هجازف؟ لو دوست اكس هرمي تاني، بس لو طلع ارقام ما فيهاش 1 اخسر ال 250 نقطة دي. خلينا في السيف سايد، خلينا في السيف سايد. 750 نقطة ماشي. حلو حلو حلو، معهوش حاجة.
So, I went to see my brother and to talk about the inheritance.
ماشي حلو.
These ones here.
بسطت بقى، بسطت. ماشي.
Damn it.
يا عم انت عايز ايه اكتر من كده؟ اوبا اي وين. ايزي، سجل. نتيجة والنجاح يا باشا.
My God.
Bloody hell.
هنخش الويدنج.
Admit it.
True. We can't deny it.
Thank God we weren't playing for coin. You'd have cleaned me out.
Well, we were playing for something else. So I hope you're going to keep your word.
Well, it's not that easy, you know. I can't just invite every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Only my old man can do that.
You were lying then?
A bit. But look on the bright side. We had a game, and you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I didn't win anything either.
You can still get to the wedding as a lackey. If you make an effort.
ماشي ماشي. انت على فكرة لو قابلتك في الغابة هبهدلك.
What did I do to you?
هبهدلك.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
So I noticed, and you took your time coming back to me. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Bergov is about to leave the castle.
Sacra! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down. Let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Sir Older, the son of a respected nobleman from nearby Semine Fords, is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, the local bailiff. It's the talk of the town. Invitation only, it seems. But getting to the wedding isn't as impossible as it might seem. There'll be lots of jobs to do for it. So we could get there as help or Miller and maybe someone else.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trosky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like Von Bergov will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
بص، هو احنا يعني هنروح ان شاء الله بس مش جاجستس.
Like I said, there's going to be a lot of work involved in a wedding like that. That's our chance.
Work. Well, if you want. But how will you get me to the wedding?
Well, I thought we could both get jobs there.
I'm sure there are other options.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
It'll be done in a jiffy. Don't worry.
That's not the point, Henry. People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar, as if the disgrace at the gate wasn't enough. Ugh!
You know, sir, not everyone is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Ordinary people have to work their whole lives. So you should be able to manage it too, at least for one day.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and
المبدأ
nature.
بتاع هانز الصراحة مبدأ مميز جدا. لقد تعلمت يعني ايه نبيل ويعني ايه زراعة. يعني ايه؟ طب انا مش هقدر اخليك تشيل الاكياس معايا. طيب ما تخليش احلف عليك يا هانز. لسانك لا يؤلمك. انا مش عايز اشيلها لوحدي. انشف شويه كده يا هانز، في مالك؟ بلاش اول واحد عشان ما يقعدش يقول لي ايه ده انت بتقارن نفسك مش عارف ايه. ممكن اقول له ايه، محدش هنا محتاج محارب.
We don't have swords, and we don't know anyone who needs protecting. So what then?
So we're fucked until someone rolls up his sleeves and gets to work. By which I mean someone of the appropriate status, like you. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
Are you really not going to help me? It's just a couple of sacks.
Come now, Henry. What did I tell you about Bellatoris and the natural order of the world? I simply cannot
هانز شخصية
carry
جامدة جدا
sacks.
بجد. يا عم ماشي يا عم. انا عايز ان انا لو زقيت في الموضوع هيتضايق مني. مفيش اي طريقة تقدر تشيل معايا الاكياس يا هانز؟
They say clothes maketh the man, and you don't look much like a noble right now. So, I don't think the natural order will collapse if you get your hands dirty.
What do you know about a nobleman's honor? It's not long since I had to drag one sack through the night, and if I hadn't, that sack wouldn't be here now. So I think I've done my fair share. I mean it, Henry. Stop trying to push me.
Suit yourself then. Right.
مش جاية مش
I'll get
جاية.
to work.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll scratch your back later.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
How generous of
يا
you.
ربي.
I know, my dear Henry. Such is my name.
انا بجد بص، مع ان هانز شخصية يعني برضو متعنطزة كده شوية، بس لذيذ بجد والله. يعني شخصية لذيذة، يعني الى حد ما اقنعني، فاهم؟ يعني انا اقتنعت، بس اكيد في اوبشن ممكن اخليه، يعني فاهم؟ لو اقنعته شوية، لو كلمته شوية هيقتنع وهيشيل معايا. بس يا عم مش
Isn't half heavy. No.
شيل انا لوحدي. بس هو فين اللي ندخلها جوه؟ صح؟
Christ, Pardon me.
Look out!
يلا. شكلي قدام الناس ما يصحش. عيب. متهيألي المفروض احط الكيس هنا. تمام زي الفل. يا نهار ابيض يا هانز، انت هتخليني اعملها 5 مرات.
I heard they are going to cut down the old oak at the crossroads.
Fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trosky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
يا عم انت كمان رايح تتخانق مع الناس.
But calm down, both of you.
I'm perfectly calm. It's your chum here who's ranting and raving.
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
You want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you the same advice I gave your little chum. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh,
هنتخانق
I'm
كمان مع اللي
so
المفروض يدخلنا
scared.
الحفلة.
There's no point in this. Let's leave.
I'd do what your pal says if I were you. Get lost before something happens to you.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me? Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
يا نهار ابيض يا نهار ابيض، كلهم يا هنري، كلهم يا هانز، خلينا نتخانق معاهم كلهم، نتخانق معاهم كلهم. اوبا اوبا، مشكلة دي، مشكلة لما اتنين بيضربوني في نفس الوقت تبقى مشكلة. التاني ده انا خاف يضربني من... ايوه بالظبط، هي دي المشكلة بقى. انت تضربني من ورا ظهري، انت عايز تعمل انت كمان؟ ها واحد ولا يمين؟ واحد ولا يمين؟ على واحد من الرجولة كباتن. طب نتكلم بس، نتكلم يا ريس. ايه رأيك نتكلم؟ ايه رأيك؟ يمين. طب تاني ده اللي بيضربني ده من ورا ظهري. يا الله يا هانز، احسن يا رب يعجنوك. بتجري مستعجل على ايه؟ مستعجل على ايه؟ مستعجل على ايه؟ كله هياخد دور بالدور، كله هياخد دور. صدتها برضه. ما تقع بقى، يا ابني. لا اله الا الله، ساعدني يا هانز. هو مين اللي بطل يضرب ده؟ حد يتدخل؟ الجنود طبعا مش احنا مش في زريبه. احنا في زريبه بس يا ابن المجنونه، يا نهار ابيض، ضرب الجنود.
Bastards!
يخرب بيتك يا هانز يا غبي.
worse.
طب هنري ماله؟ انا مالي؟
You behave like a spoiled brat.
بالظبط.
How dare you speak?
نشني يا
If you
تيتا
just shut
نشني.
up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle. But
بالظبط.
no, not his lordship.
You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess.
Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it?
Shut up, or you'll get a whipping too.
يا رب يا هانز.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
Good day to you, sir.
I'm sorry, sir, but it's your fault what happened in the tavern.
What? My fault? You can't be serious. Whose fault is it that we're in this fucking pillory?
What? Who started quarrelling with the locals in their tavern? We should have made ourselves scarce. None of that would have happened.
Oh, aye. Typical you, running away like a coward. If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me? Just like that?
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea how the world works.
And you're a spoilt brat who can't even hear himself.
What the did you say? I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt. Lost for words, are you? All right. Have it your way. We really have nothing more to say to each other.
الجو حر طبعا جدا. انا متهيألي ده أسوأ موقف ممكن يتحطوا فيه.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive.
كتر خيرك يا أستاذ شرطي.
Isn't that?
Otto.
Hey! Go!
Oh shit. Right, where were we? Go on, get out of my sight.
What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. All right, off you go.
يا جدع برضو عم هانز برضو انقذنا يا جدعان. ما ينفعش. هو برضه ايه متدلع شويه، بس برضه يعني فاهم الراجل انقذنا وحد كويس، يعني هانز مش شخصيه وحشه. فهنروح نشوف هو فين الصراحه، لان انا حاسس والله اعلم ان هو هيعمل مصيبه كبيره وهنضطر ان احنا نلحقه، يعني ده احساسي.
I suppose I really do need to find some job. I'll find muck without you, you stuck-up lord of Perkstein.
Hey, you!
Has the water sprite been up to his mischief again?
You could say that.
انا رايي ان احنا ننهي الفيديو هنا يا شباب. طبعا لو عجبك الفيديو اشترك في القناه ودوس لايك، واكتب لي تحت في الكومنت ايه اكتر لحظه في الفيديو عجبتك، ولو عايزيني ان انا هل وقت الفيديو ده كده مناسب، ولا عايزيني ان انا اطول الفيديو اكتر من كده، مثلا اخليه ساعتين. زودته كده من ساعه خليته ساعه ونص. فبرضه اكتبوا لي تحت في الكومنت ايه ارائكم. طبعا يعني لما بشوف اراء الناس ده بيحمسني اكتر ان انا اكمل في اللي انا بعمله حاليا. فتاني شكرا ليكم، كان معاكم علي، واتمنى لكم يوم سعيد.